The Gardener and the Wildflowers. Once upon a time, in a quaint village, lived a wealthy man. He had everything his heart desired, a grand house, servants, and riches beyond measure. Yet, he would often find himself upset about the smallest of things that made him uncomfortable. One of his greatest passions was gardening, and he had meticulously planted all kinds of beautiful, exotic flowers in his garden. As spring arrived, his garden burst into a riot of colors. However, amidst the vibrant blooms, he noticed some wildflowers had sprouted. These uninvited guests, though pretty in their way, displeased him. He considered them weeds, marring the perfection of his garden. "I don't want them here," he declared, and immediately uprooted the wildflowers, tossing them away. But to his dismay, a few days later, the wildflowers grew back, even more resilient than before. Frustrated, the rich man thought, "Perhaps I should use a strong herbicide." He called a gardening expert for advice. The expert examined the garden carefully and said, "Sir, a herbicide will certainly wipe out the wildflowers. However, it will also harm and likely kill the beautiful flowers you've so carefully cultivated." The rich man was disheartened. He slumped onto a bench in his garden, a picture of despair. Just then, a wandering monk passed by his house. The monk, noticing the open gate, stood outside and asked for alms. The rich man, despite his sadness, was known for his generosity. He invited the monk into his garden and offered him a plentiful meal with great hospitality. After finishing his meal, the monk noticed the rich man's sorrowful expression. "My friend," he asked gently, "what troubles you so? You have a beautiful garden, a full table, and yet you seem deeply unhappy." The rich man sighed and pointed to the wildflowers. "Those unwanted plants," he explained, "they keep growing back, no matter what I do. They ruin the perfection of my garden." The monk smiled serenely. "My dear friend," he said, "you did not wish for these wildflowers, but they have become a part of your garden nonetheless. True happiness lies in accepting things as they are. If you love flowers, you must also learn to accept the thorns that sometimes accompany them." The rich man pondered the monk's words. A realization dawned upon him, and a sense of peace washed over him. He finally understood. From that day on, the wildflowers no longer bothered him. He learned to appreciate their simple beauty alongside his prized flowers, finding a new, more profound harmony in his garden. He finally accepted that his garden was not less beautiful because of the wildflowers, but more beautiful because he had learned to accept them as a part of it. The story of the gardener reminds us that life, like a garden, is full of both beauty and imperfections. There will be joy and sorrow, successes and setbacks, things we choose and things we don't. True happiness comes not from trying to control everything and eliminate every discomfort, but from accepting life in its entirety, with all its ups and downs. We must strive to improve what we can and also learn to make peace with what we cannot change. Embracing the flowers and the thorns, the joys and the sorrows is the key to a truly fulfilling and peaceful life. Just like the wildflowers that added their unique beauty to the garden, our unexpected challenges and imperfections can also add depth, resilience, and a deeper appreciation for the good times. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment below.